If you currently have or have ever had an eating disorder, I don't think you can ever focus on weight loss again. People get real mad when I say that, but here's a scenario as to why I stand by that statement. Imagine you're someone who wants to lose a little bit of weight, and so you know not to do the fad diet route. You don't even go down that, but you do figure out that maybe you should eat in a caloric deficit. So you figure out how much you need and you start to eat in that calorie deficit. And then you check in a little while later and you're not really getting the results that you wanted. Maybe some small results or maybe even none. So you start to eat a little bit less. And then you start to see a little bit of results, but then that kind of starts to plateau or it's not exactly what you were hoping for. So you start to ramp up exercise. And then now you're eating a little bit less, you've ramped up exercise, and you hit a point where you're still not where you thought you would be. So you start to find other solutions and you start to cut out different food groups. You start to exercise even more. You start to eat even less. And before you know it, you find yourself eating 800 calories a day, exercising 2 to 3 hours, 5 to 6 times a week, and not eating hardly any foods and obsessing over the size of an apple and how many calories the difference a gram would make. You finally realize that food and body have been all-consuming and your thoughts only think about food and body, and you're avoiding social situations because you don't know how you would log that food and you don't know if it would throw you off of your goals. And before you know it, you've spiraled into an eating disorder. Now, then you realize that, you get help, and let's even flash forward years down the road, and you've now recovered from said eating disorder and you want to lose a little bit of weight. How are you supposed to go back to doing a calorie deficit without that same spiral happening again? I'm here to tell you, it doesn't happen.